Today we will talk about a special scenario, special model for simulation in Arena, where we want to simulate a situation where, while we are waiting for some order or something to be prepared for us, and just we are waiting in a room till one of the available uh, workers start to do our uh, order or start to deal with us. Like in a bank, when you are waiting for in the waiting room for your for some of the tailors or some of the service customer service employee to be ideal, then according to your order, according to your arrival to the bank, you will have the turn to go to that employee. That may be simulated by Arena, um, and I had made that video to show how to build up or how to make such a model. First, I want to show um, the actual run of that model. I configured every part of this model, but just to show what I'm talking about in by just showing that action. You can see that when the client or the job come, if one of the workers are ideal, then the document or the client going to be to that ideal employee or source. And then when that source or that employee become busy, then the clients have to wait till one of those uh, sources or one of those employees become ideal again. Like you can see, at most it is 1 or 0. It is supposed to be busy with some customer or some document or just ideal, then one of the incoming documents or clients will join that ideal employee. So how do we build that model? First, we have to choose create, and then we'll use a new module. It's called hold. It is new just for my students. And that hold is, you can find it in the decision part where we will use the hold and decide, both will use it. But to do that model, you first need to build that model like that, create hold with a connection, and then from hold to the side with a connection. And in this case, I will just simulate the scenario where I have only two resources or two employees are working to finish the job. So at the side, we'll have two options, either to go to the process one or process two, or server one and server two, or source one and source two. And when that job is finished, the document or the client is going out of the system. So after building that module, don't configure anything at the beginning, but just build up the module, because to configure the decide and the hold, we need first to configure process one and process two. So start with process one. Just I choose instead of by default like delay, I choose cease, delay, and release, because that resource or that employee is or that cashier in that situation is seized by the client for certain amount of time according to a certain distribution. In this case, we are using a triangle distribution with a minimum value of 60 seconds and average value 90 seconds and maximum value of 120 seconds, about 2 minutes. And of course, you have to add that resource. I already added, then it will just, I name it cashier one. And this is important to differentiate between each resource or each resource in every process, because we will ask about that resource. Is it ideal or not, to decide to go for the job or just waiting in the hold. Okay, same situation, same configuration. You have to do it for the other process. You can use the same distribution for the behavior of that system, or if you have a different statistical distribution for the other station or other process, then you can use the other. But in this case, I'm using the same distribution. But I named that resource as a cashier too, because again, it is important, because I will ask, is that here I will ask, and here also I will ask if the cashier one is ideal or not, and cashier two is ideal or not. Then we can start with decide or withhold. In the decide, just I make a different kind of expression. First, I choose it. By default, it is two-way chance, but I will choose two-way condition because in this situation, I have only two processes. You may need to use like n-way condition if you have more than two. And after I choose that, I choose an expression from that if condition. It is not depending on the variable, it is not depending on attribute or entity type, just it is depending on an expression. And that expression, I build it like that. Right click just to open the builder to build an expression. And because I have resources, that part will be appear. If I don't have resources, I cannot make that code. I cannot build that code, and it will not be exist. But now I add the resources at the servers or the stations at the beginning. Then I may store these resources here. Then in resources, we have a state uh, uh, like functions or parameters related to the state of the resource. And my statement, I can write it again here. I will ask about the current state of one of the available resources, and I have cashier one and the cashier two. Then I am in this if condition, I intend to do that if the cashier one is ideal, then the report or the client can be handled to cashier one. Otherwise, it would be handed to cashier two. For that reason, I choose cashier one, and the status of cashier one, I want it to be ideal to give the permission for document to be transferred to that employee. Then I have to write equal, and the status is here, ideal state constants, like you can see, adjust the same expression. That means that I will go to the first true part or true way to branch of that if statement if the cashier one is ideal. So the coming document or the coming customers will go to process 1 if it is only idle. Otherwise, it will go to process 2. So without configuring hold module, that's mean that all the clients or the key documents will go to process 2. But again, I'm writing some configuration for hold. By default, it will be waiting for a signal, but I will convert it to scan for a condition and start to write that condition again with expression builder. And I will use the same parameters, same attributes. Again, I will talk about the resources, but in this case, I want that cashier 1 state is ideal or state 2 cashier is idle. In this situation, the hold will be released. I mean, the first coming client or document will go through that network, going to that way. Only if that process, or I mean that source cashier 1 or cashier 2, one of those resources are available. I mean, they are ideal. They are waiting to do a job. In this situation, the holded documents or customers can go through. And again, it will decide which branch to go, depend on if that branch is ideal, then he will choose process 1. I mean, in all cases, if both are ideal, still he will choose process 1. And that is the solution of waiting room using arena simulation. Like you can see now, we have two documents are waiting because both was uh, busy. I can make a halt if like that situation. Now I make halt. Both are busy, and two documents or two clients are waiting for their turn. That's all, and thank